Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get to 2400 today. We've been trying for a while. We did get to 2600 Blitz on this same board. And of course, we got to do it with Rapid as well. So I'm going to find my first opponent. Let me make sure this works. So it's a 10-minute game. We got the white pieces. So let me actually get this right. And let's start with e4. I got to flip the board manually. That's part of the fun. My opponent plays e5. So I think it's a good opportunity to just play maybe a Rui Lopez we haven't played in a while. We'll see. Oh, yeah, we're playing Rui Lopez today. Or maybe the Scotch. Nah, let's play Rui Lopez. Let's see how that goes. And I'm going to keep it boring if you want to call it boring, but this is just going to be that line where I exchange and I go for an endgame right away. There we go. And then I just want to win based on the fact that I got a pawn majority. I got whoop, 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns versus three. If I simplify the game, it should be a very easy win. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to safety. I don't want any trouble. Bishop 7. Hmm. Let me go pawn b3. Since my opponent not wasted, well, they're not wasting any time. But let's say since my opponent allowed me, I'm just going to put my bishop on b2. And all I'm looking for now is trades. Okay, they block the bishop. Now my knight is going to come to d2. I don't want any trickiness. Only compensation for my opponent, or the main compensation for my opponent, is they got the bishop pair. So if I could get their bishop pair, then they won't have any compensation for it. Let me see, where is that knight going? Well, we'll find out later. For now, let's just castle. Knight to c6. Where are you going, my friend? Where are you going? I do want to play h4 and send the h pawn, but maybe it's not the time. Or maybe it is. Let me go h4. If I make it to h6, this pawn is gone. I collect on f6. We'll see how it goes. Hey, hey, hey. Nice to see you here. Mary Lee, how's life? Right, I think you can see everything. Good. We did last time. Today I'm gonna get to 2400, but usually that's what we do. And if we have time today, I'll do it as well. All right, bishop e7. That's fair. Time to get my knight to d5. Maybe not. Yeah, just improve my pieces. Let me see the timer. That's the trickiness with the electronic board. Hello, hello, Anton. So we are at 2358. Okay, knight to d4. So that's what they wanted. I don't see anything interesting. Where are you going with that knight? I could play c3 and kick you out. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste any time. Get out of here. Hello, hello. Again, I don't know if my opponent has a strategy or a plan, but I do. I just want to get rid of the pieces and keep the pawn structure healthy. That way I could win with my 4 pawns on the king side versus 3. It's a long. It's gonna take a long time, but at least we know where we're going. All right, they went back. I keep improving my pieces. Time. We're behind by a minute or so. We gotta play a little bit faster. And just like that, we got the bishop pair. Like I said earlier, this is the one thing that they could claim, oh, I have this compensation. Now, pawn f3, we're not going to give him anything, nothing at all. Bishop e6, all right. Mhm. Hmm. I wish my knight had a better square to go to, but we don't have it. Let's see if my theory works. They're probably going to drop double the rooks. My knight, this is not the best square for my knight, but I just want to simplify the game. There we go. 95. Okay, so we do trade. They should be improving their king because this is now an end game. And there you have it. All right, time to bring our king. Also, remember in the end game, I like to improve my pieces by the value that they have. My king is 4 points in the end game, bishop and knight 3 points. So I'm going to activate the king first. Right, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it tight. I don't want to trade that pawn. Then I fix their problem. Let's see if we can hold on to it. Well, glad to hear. Thanks for dropping by. Hopefully, I give you something to learn from this game, even though my opponent knows what he's doing. So, this is going to be a very annoying game now. All right. Bishop a3 is the only way that I see it. So, you see, my opponent is going to try to give me a hard time with his pieces. If we just trade down pieces, the game should be mine, but they won't make it that easily. My pieces are very awkward. It should be easy to fix, but we'll see. Okay, they don't want my bishop to participate. Should be an easy fix. Ba, ba, ba. Get away from here. I'm moving to e2 specifically to stay away from the knight, not from the knight, from my bishop's way, because I want my bishop to go to c1 at some point. But maybe e3 was better. Okay, activating the king. Time to activate my knight. Again, time situation behind by almost 2 minutes. Fair enough. Well, now we have to. Yeah, I should have gone to e3 right away. But okay, we get there. Now f4 is in the air, and they gotta back it up. Because if knight takes, then knight f3. We'll see. That's what I wish I could do that, but I don't think I will be able to. At least not, it's not gonna be easy. We'll see. Now, my opponent, as you can, ooh, okay, they're walking away. Walking away down. Okay, time to kick you out. Okay, they're looking for knight c2 check. Interesting. Let me push them back. Only move is to go back to d6. And my opponent is playing pretty fast too, so something to keep in mind. Well, I don't see another way to save this. Check. Yeah, gotta go king f2. Now down to 4 minutes. Check. I don't want to repeat. If they keep going back and forth, I'll see what I do. But I like my king on e3. I just want my knight to have f3 available. Maybe I get to improve it. I agree. My bishop is the worst bishop in the world right now, but we could improve it. At some point, we're going to improve it. Okay, bishop g4. It's looking better. This is looking better. Hmm. Takes, check. Where do I have to have my pieces to get my knight out? I need my knight on e2, I guess. Hmm. I'm getting low on time, so I gotta play faster, 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 faster. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see an easy way to get my bishop out. I do like that I have my active king. I might play 5. If I time it right, I might be able to play e5 and then 94 at some point, but it's not gonna be easy. I don't know if my opponent has a plan. Yeah, I think I dropped the pawn on f4 and I didn't see it. Welcome to the 2300s. That pawn on f4 was hanging, unless there's something I didn't see earlier. Okay, bishop e2. Where are you going with that? Down to 2 minutes versus 5. Okay, that was quick. Hmm. Let me see if I could activate the knight. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to trade my knight for bishop. I didn't want to go to f3 and let them trade because then I'm left. It's not what I trade, it's what I'm left with. I'm left with this very bad. Okay. 2 minutes left. Hey, hey, nice to see you here. Ooh, welcome to the 2300s. Now this is looking way, way better. There we go. No, no comments. No comments. No comments. I don't think my opponent had it planned. Yeah, phew. That's exactly how I feel. Yes. Now, no comments here. We got in trouble. Let me actually see how things could have gone better for us. I definitely didn't play this the best way possible. Okay, let me find my. Let's do a quick analysis here. In the meantime, I want to reset my board. Okay, what do we have? Okay, look, 90% accuracy. Even though I got squeezed, that's a 90% accuracy. Of course, it's a very quiet position. We traded everything, so very difficult to make mistakes, but I'll take it. 90, look at that, 90% versus 85. Of course, my opponent dropped a piece in the end. So if I do a quick review here, nothing to brag about. Okay. Get out of here. 95. Yeah, taking the bishop pair, I think it had to be done. Knight b1 is the move that I'm not happy about. Let me see. Oh, knight b1 is okay. And we're still in good shape. Okay, king d2. What did I have to play instead? Bishop a3 now. Okay. Bishop a3 or king to d1. Okay, yeah, king d2 took away the square from the knight. I was so happy to activate my king. b4 was okay. Knight d3 was a mistake. Okay, it was not as bad as I thought until I dropped the pawn. I dropped the pawn later. Okay, this is not bad. It felt bad, but it wasn't bad. I guess my opponent didn't have a concrete plan in the end. Yeah, blunder, of course, because we dropped the pawn. There we go. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, my bishop is not playing, but they just cannot do anything. Their king is too passive. Yeah, that was just a blunder. All right, my opponent blundered last. Oop, what am I doing? So as usual, I'm gonna go to my next game. We got a few points there, but in order for me to reset, I did the same thing I always do. Let me see if this is it. Gotta go back. Let me not waste more time. Reset the pieces. And let me get ready to flip the board. Okay, there we go. 10-minute game. Of course, the black pieces. And we got d4. Let's play d5. Why not? Haha, knight c3. I think my opponent is looking for that Jababa London setup. Maybe. Maybe. And our rating just got to 2360 something. Yeah, we knew that would be it. We knew it. There we go. G6. We're going to try to stay in our fianchettos setup. Of course. Just stay away from any complications. Don't give them anything. Of course, they're coming for c7. Put your king in safety. Just play chess. h3. Okay, I had to. What was the move here? I think I had to put my knight in the center first, and then I'm gonna go pawn to c6. When the knight goes back, what happened here? Why did I get a light? I don't know. All right, now I'm gonna kick you back, and if they go to c3, my knight is waiting for you to ruin your pawn structure. I don't think it's a big deal, but I like it. All right, knight goes back. I'm gonna trade. They're probably gonna take back. And the question is, what do we do next? What do we do next? Well, I'm gonna play the same things I always play from my King's Indian defense, my Piers, my all of these openings that I play. My queen goes to a5, they check Piers. Good day, good day. There's no way they're gonna play anything else. Queen d2 has to be played. Yeah. My knight is doing nothing on the edge, so I bring it over towards the center. When I played that move, I was being very careful because I'm thinking only defender is the queen. And if they find a way to attack my queen, that's going to be very uncomfortable. But I don't think they had anything. This move, I don't know how good it is, but I like the idea that I found a weak square or a weak pawn, and I'm going to put pressure on it. If they give me the bishop pair, then that would be a small edge that we have. We'll see. Yeah, that we knew. So we trade, they take. I like my knight better now than when it was on the edge. Bishop f3. My opponent, nice one. Two squares away from my knight, so my knight is controlled. Good. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm fully developed. Again, just one step at a time. I don't know where this is going. I just know I'm improving my pieces. I'm looking for targets, and I'm making sure I don't drop a piece. My knight so deep in enemy camp by itself, I gotta be careful. Hmm. I think they gotta give me the bishop pair now. Sure, sure, sure. Sure, sure, sure. Maybe you have taken the pawn, which was interesting, but okay, I'm happy to chop off their bishop pair. I think everything is dropping now. I wonder my opponent's rating. I cannot see from here. Oh, it's a 2357. Okay, now we could go bishop takes d4. That's an easy capture. I might be missing something, but I don't think so. So now we got open board, bishop pair on an open board. We're up a pawn, and my opponent has a very bad pawn structure. Two isolated pawns, two doubled pawns. It should be an easy conversion unless we drop a piece. Unless we drop a piece. There we go. No unprotected pieces, especially on the board, in the middle of the board. My rook comes from F instead of A. I think there is no much action on the king side. The action is going to be where I have my pawn majority. So let me keep this rook on the queen side. But ultimately, I think I'm going to double my rooks and try to trade rooks down the d file. That's it. If I trade, being up a pawn, having the better pawn structure. And lastly, if there's one thing we know about the bishop pair is that it gets stronger and stronger and stronger as we have less pieces left. With so many pieces on the board, the bishop pair's power is not so clear because there are other things going on. But if we leave it down to the amount of pieces by the amount of pieces, that should be it. Okay, so I don't want to give you my bishop for that knight. C5. No, I don't need C5 in my life right now. I'm gonna go back. Also, debatable. Maybe you liked going all the way back to f6 or g7. I just want to avoid this knight c5 thing. So bishop, two squares away from the knight. We should keep it at margin. Give me that. Time situation, 6 minutes. Trade, trade, trade. I think I'm about to make a very nice point about the bishop versus knight. I think. Like if my opponent plays c5, it's gonna be 2 squares away from my bishop. It is controlled. My plan now is to activate the king. Ah, knight c5. There we go. So if I go bishop c8, also 2 squares away from the knight. But how do I want to go about this? b6 is gonna push you back to where you came from. Bishop c8 is very nice, actually. b6, and you go back. That's it. That's it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I just wanted to avoid this knight c5 move earlier with the rooks on the board and then all the complications they could get. I don't want to give him any counterplay. Ooh. Ah, okay. I see that. I didn't see that. Bishop c8 was a move. I knew bishop c8 was a move. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. There's an unprotected pawn anyways. Just yeah, this wasn't a good trade for me. I traded a healthy pawn for a very bad pawn. That was not cool. Still. Still. Okay, down to 5 minutes. Okay, I gotta activate the king. I don't care what's going on. I gotta activate the king. But first. No, I think that I'm gonna activate the king. Just don't drop a piece, please. 5 minutes versus 5 minutes. Okay, we got the bishop pair. We got 4 versus 3 on the king side. I'm not even gonna go after their isolated pawn just yet. Okay, where are you going with that? I think I know where you're going with that. Fine. Now we move with a tempo. Yeah, now I'm certain we're not gonna lose this game. My king is gonna be active and my bishop pair. There's no way I'm losing this game. I dropped the link to in the description. There's also a 20% discount if you want to get it or check it out. But it's the iChess board. Okay. As I get closer to the knight, be careful with the jumps, with the checks, with the forks. All right. If I put the piece right next to the knight, like this cross pattern, that knight is going to have to jump around 25 times to get to it, I think. Where are you jumping next? Because I don't want you to jump again. Okay, right next to the knight, the same thing. 4 minutes to 4 minutes. Oh, now they're bringing the king over. That's good. Hmm. Fair enough. Yeah, I was debating if I wanted to move the pawn or protect it, but I don't want to have my pieces tied down to defending little pawns. Leave the bishops by themselves. There are better things they could do. Fine. Now we activate the king. I also checked that my bishops keep the king away from coming closer. Thanks for dropping by. And yeah, we're doing good, still alive. That's what matters. One day at a time. Oof, bishop d7. Okay, oh, I have to be careful with the checks. That's the only thing. I almost went king to b4, allowing this nasty fork. Down to 256. My opponent is also pretty low on time. Hello, hello, hello. And I think that knight is not going to be very happy in a moment. Haunting the knight. Yeah. Now, again, the same pattern. Oh, that's the end. I think that's the end, right? Yeah. They have bishop b5. They got to find bishop b5. Yeah, they found bishop b5. Now, how do I want to do this? Sha, sha, sha. Yeah, the same pattern. My bishop 2 squares away from the knight. King d2, that's smart. Down to 214. Now, the ultimate benefits of having the bishop pair is that you get to trade it whenever you want. And in this case, I got my pass pawn, fine. Yeah, back to being passive. Let me grab this pawn first. 2 minutes versus 2.5. Gotta play faster. And don't get me wrong, you see how careful you have to be with that knight. Put the bishops where they go, put the king, put the pawn, but those patterns help a lot to not get forked. If you survive the forks, you should be fine. I almost went for this, but I realized the pawn would be okay. Give me that. Yeah. Now we go to the other side. Let's go to the other side. And then I came back to the same pattern, so I know I'm safe. Same pattern, 2 squares away from the knight. I don't care if they take my pawn, then that'll be a full simplification where my king is just too close to the rest of the pawns. Active king, active king, active king. Oof, knight to the edge. F4. I'm not gonna give you, I could just take with the bishop, but I'm not gonna make it so easy. Give me that. Down to minute and a half. Gotta play faster. Knight c2. Give me that. Woo! All right, we got that one. So that brings us up to what? 2374. All right, let's take a look at the analysis. What's the game review? Let me reset the board. And yeah, we took down the Jababa. We did take the Jababa London down. Okay, that brings us 88% of 88% accuracy for my opponent, 91.5 for us. All right, that was a decent game. That was a decent game, I think. Now, let me see if I get it right this time. No, I'm not going to get it right this time. So I'm going to go here. we go. Now I'm gonna leave you with the replay. That way I can reset my board manually. I'm using the iChess board. I left the link with a 20% description in my. I left the link with a 20% coupon or the 20% discount in the description. That's what I meant. Oof, absolutely, absolutely. You got it, you got it, you got it. Thanks, by the way, thanks. All right, so let me go to my next opponent. Let's see if we can make it to 2400 today. Okay, we got the white pieces. Let me fix this. I already played e4. You know what? I'm gonna play e4 again. Let me just go back to. Hey, we're getting another e5. Hey, that is very interesting. What should we play? Vienna now? You know what? I'm gonna bring you to my early days when I first started. My very first opening as white was this, yeah, the four knights, and then from here you could play still bishop e5, Ruy Lopez, but I used to go into the Scotch. There we go. Pawn takes, knight takes. Oof, it's been years. That's it. Just very classical, keeping it simple. D6. This might get into that famous Capablanca game that I always tried to recreate in my own games, but I never could. Let me castle. Bishop e7. We'll still could get there, I believe. Now, my opponent now is a 23. I cannot see that well from here. 23 something. And yeah, let me play h3. That's it. All of our pieces developed except for this bishop. I'm gonna see if I can get it out soon. I played the Rio already, and we won by luck, but we won. We'll see how it goes now. Yeah. This is how Capablanca's game went. And then his opponent played c6. Oh, by the way, this is video number, I don't remember, video number 60 something, 40 something. The opponent played c6, leaving this guy weak, and then he just put pressure on it. But my opponent knows better. Now, bishop f6 is coming. Still. Yeah, yeah. Before you open the board, you make sure your king is safe. Yeah, we keep putting pressure on c7. Let's see if they play c6. Of course not. Now that will be falling, but we'll see. Because the knight isn't as well placed on b5. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm just going here from memory from what I fantasized about back in my early days. But you got a good point. You got a good point. The one thing I can say about the knight on b5 is that just like in my other game where the knight went from the edge towards the center eventually, this is just temporary. So it's an easy fix. We're getting lucky today. Sometimes they give us a break. Okay. Hey, I think knight c7 works. Rook comes over. I take on d6. What am I missing? Takes, takes, knight b6. I go queen b4. No, 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 no. Knight b6, yeah. See, this is a critical moment. This is a critical moment. You want to take some time here. I take. They got knight b6 or knight a5 first. No, knight b6. Interesting. Knight takes e7, knight takes b6 is the critical line. No, knight takes e7, knight b6. Okay. How do I keep to hold? How do I hold on to my knights? I can't with the queen. I cannot take on d6. My queen is being attacked. If I go, let's say, to b3 or to b4, actually, you take, I take. Cha cha cha. Cha 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 cha. You move. Is it worth it? Let's find out. I'm gonna give two minor pieces for a rook, but I also get two pawns. Typically, two minor pieces are not worth it to give them up for a rook and a pawn, but rook and two pawns, I'm gonna like it. I think I'm gonna like it. Oh, unless I'm missing something, but by the way, when you're calculating, you gotta all you gotta do is look at your opponent's forcing moves. Do they have any checks on you? Do they have any captures, any threats? And that's how I found out the knight b6 move. So this line is pretty forcing because these are forcing moves that threaten something and so on. 6 minutes to 7 minutes and a half. Yeah, knight c5. Yeah, you're right. Queen c5. Why is it that I didn't like queen c5? No, yeah. Queen c5 was way better. I guess they have knight a4, but I would just go after the knight. Yeah, that was better. That was better. That was way better. Well, for me, it does it because that's something I've been doing forever. Before a tournament, like 1 or 2 weeks before, I start to train on a physical board, but a regular board. I just take it out and I just train there. Here, this is just much easier because it's automatically happening on the screen. But if it's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna break the bank together, don't you don't like you don't need it. But it's cool, and I always said it when I started using it. I was gonna try it before sharing any links or anything. I didn't share any links in the first streams, but it's doing the trick for me. So why not? Okay, this is just pretty easy now. Again, I'm very surprised, and I know this is gonna sound like I'm bragging, but when I play Blitz at the 22 plus, it's well, I spoke too soon. It's a different level. 23, 2400 rapid, it's not as tough. But I just see my opponent calculated this line that I didn't. So let me stop talking. All right. Rookie 2 because I need to defend c2. Yeah, we knew that was happening. So what's my situation here? 3-4-5, 3-4-5. I was like, yeah, this is too easy. I ended up with 2 extra pawns, but no. If anything, we're gonna be up a pawn. Yeah, then by all means, check out your options. There are so many. I know Mary Lee was here earlier in the stream and she just got one. and she was like, "I'm not impressed with the one she got." I saw one that the you see, I'm playing for me, my opponent. There is one that the board moves itself when your opponent moves. So just check them out. This one is doing the trick for me, but give me that. You got it. You got it. Still, we gotta play some chess. We got 5 minutes left. Rook hand games can be very, very drawish, even if you're up a pawn. But we'll see. Nope, 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 nope. My opponent doesn't want any of it. They don't want any of it. Hmm. Probably the ugliest move I'm gonna play today. Probably the ugliest move. But I'm thinking, how do I move my bishop so that I hit the pawn on b7? Ooh, they just don't care. Yeah, and I realized I just made a mistake. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ba, ba, bum. Mhm. At least I won't get checkmated. I put my bishop here just in case there was any checkmate idea. We should be fine. We'll still get the 4 versus 3 on the king side. Again, it should be very drawish, but we gotta play chess. I'm very capable of messing it up, so my opponent also has good chances. Now, this is gonna be interesting. I'm sure my opponent is considering this move and then this move. No, this is the move that he wants. Oh man. Chess, chess, chess is so tricky. I got a very nice move, by the way. I got a very nice move. Am I missing something? Okay, we're down to 250. Yeah, but Rook D1 I didn't like. I didn't think it was that promising. It could be tricky, but I don't think it was forcing. And then I was off the B file to hit the B7 pawn. If I had calculated more, I would have done Rook D1. I was there. I was hesitating. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna keep their king cut off. That's my edge. They have a weak pawn on e5 that I don't. If I collect that pawn on e5, I win this endgame. If not, it should be a draw. No, no, no. What do you mean I lose a pawn? Yeah, maybe you're right. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see at the end. Okay, very important. Keep the king cut. No, they don't want to. Okay, but we got the pawn for free. Yeah, this is ours now. We should win this. Now play fast. Activate the king. Keep the king cut off. Okay. Check, and I cut you off a little bit more. Ah, that's tricky. That's tricky, my friend. They got themselves in a tricky situation. This could be checkmate. If I find a way to do it, this could be checkmate. Rook over. I want to play five. Yeah. Now, if they take that pawn, I go g4. The rook is pinning me right now, but if the rook leaves, no. Okay, they know better. Let's check. F4. No. Okay. That was probably something better, but I don't have a lot of time, so I gotta be practical. I know this is easy to win now. Kick the king. There we go. Cut off the king. Yeah, it's too many pawns now. This is easy win. We're in check. Check. Even if I never get their pawn, it's not a problem. It's an isolated pawn at the end of the day. Cut off the king more. We got 1 minute and a half. This should be enough. Threatening checkmate on the back rank. They say no. Okay, we get the pawn. Now there's nothing to get us in trouble here. Checkmate on the back rank again. All right, we got that one. I don't know where we are right now. I cannot see my ratings. I'm too far. My eyesight is horrible. But let's do a quick review here just to brag about our accuracy. Okay, so that gives us 96% accuracy. All right, I'll take it any day. And 88% accuracy by our opponents. All right. We got one brilliant move. Woo! We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it indeed. And all right, let me reset my board, but I'll leave you with the game anyways as I reset my board. Yeah, that's it. That's a pretty interesting rook endgame. I always tell you when it comes to endgames, I only know king and pawn and rook endgames. Anything else, I just calculate and play chess. But these are the ones you're gonna get the most. It's not perfect, of course, but if you know the main ideas, you should be fine. And you don't have to calculate if you know a few principles that we have already learned in this channel. All right, let's go to the next one. And 10-minute game. We got the black pieces. And opponent played e4. Let me go. Yeah, let me go d6. Why not? Okay, so let me see. We're playing a 2393. We are at 2382. I think the Scotch. Even though this was like with the four knights, it was not straight up Scotch. I'm telling you, today I'm having a lucky day. What can I tell you? All right, Pierce defense. What did we play in the first game as black? Oh, it was the Jobaba that we played. Okay, yeah. G6. Okay, this is a classical variation, straight out of Counter Blow, the Chess of a Course, lesson number 69 on the YouTube channel, or video number 69, I should say. For 2026, I don't think I'm going to be playing enough tournaments, like over the board tournaments, but I do want to play more to stay in shape and hopefully get our rating up and just to get more experience. But yeah, let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Okay, castle. We said here bishop g4. Let's do it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll take it. I'll take any compliments. Okay, this is again the dream position for the Pierce defense, at least for us. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. Now here I've said it many times. You could just play Pony 5. That's what we want. But I prefer to continue a little bit longer in our hyper modern approach. We attack the center from far away with pieces. If they let us, we get it for free. If not, well, time to play 5. $92. And that's it. Finally, we strike the center. It's not that we don't believe in Pony 5 from move 1. We just want to do it whenever we want to. And now this is where we got to decide. Do you want to stick the knight in the center or you want to go back? Or, sorry, you could also play knight before. I know the engine's move. I've played this enough times to know knight d4 is the move the engine prefers, but I do like 97. I do prefer 97. What to do, huh? Engine's move or what you enjoy? It's 2026. That's the tough question to answer. Okay, forget about the engine. Let's go with 97. We go back. Now we listen to our pawn chain. It's aiming at the king side. We target the pawn in front of our most forward pawn. My opponent should be doing the opposite. Pawn chain aiming at the queen side. They should be targeting the pawn in front of their most forward pawn, this guy. So they go c4, c5. I should go f5, f4. We'll see. We got it. We got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm having fun with it, honestly. I know it looks a little bit weird to be playing online chess with a physical board, not practical, but I'm enjoying it. And we're winning today, so we keep it. Of course. Of course. Just bear with me. I'm doing 25 things at once. Bear with me. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. Okay, they want to play in our camp. We'll do that, of course. So notice how our knights that just went back are already coming forward again. And I don't know how they're going to solve. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to take it or not, but I'm hitting the bishop and I'm hitting the pawn twice. And I don't think they have any funny in between moves because taking that bishop comes with a tempo on the queen. Oof, queen on the same file as my rook. I guess they had no choice. hmm. 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 I do like this move so much. Sha, 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 sha. Let's go. Exactly. But I know, I understand not everyone likes this kind of play. Ah, okay. No fun. Sha, sha, sha. That was a quick decision by my opponent. At least we're playing on our side of the board where we have more pieces. Actually, we have all of our pieces except for the rook. But my opponent also has their pieces there, so we don't have any advantage. Attackers versus defenders, so anything could happen. Anything could happen. I'm gonna chop off their bishop. I have to do it. Takes, 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 takes. Queen a5. Now time situation down to 5. Oh, he's playing fast. I know e takes a4 opens up my bishop. It should be easy, but I don't like that. Okay, 7 minutes to 5 minutes. No, of course not. We're not playing any beginners here. This is a 2400 player, so they know better. They know that. When they decided not to go with the traditional expansion on the queen side, it's because they saw their chances here. So it's not like we're gonna win easily, but all right, we got time. Let's do it. The important thing is to be open-minded and understand, even though that's our typical plan, we gotta explore other areas of the board. Okay, knight c3. Okay, this is gonna be nice now because how do you deal with this? Yeah, probably this move will do it for them, but then e takes a4. I got my rook coming to the e file. I like this. I like this position. And again, e takes a4 always opens my bishop. I don't know if I want to act on it or when, but hey, I think you didn't go over less or video 69. We don't have that bishop. We could sacrifice a knight or whatever we have available. I just feel I might be wrong here, but I feel like we do have the initiative here. We're the ones putting pressure, even though we are the black pieces. Yeah, we knew that could happen. Now, rook e8 or pawn takes. Hmm. Pawn takes. When I don't know what to do, I ask myself, which of my pieces can I improve? That's it. I'm just gonna bring my final piece into the action. That white queen is pretty misplaced, I believe. We'll try. We'll try. We'll try. We just gotta stay hydrated. Yeah, at least we're making them think. They're down to 4.5 minutes. Oh, rook c1. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, this is an easy tactic now. Double check anyways, but that's a discovery followed by another discovery. Yeah, no, that's not the secret, my friend. That's not the secret. Mhm. A6? No, no. You know what? Even if you tell me that's the best move, confirmed, I wouldn't play it. It just doesn't go with the position. I'm activating my pieces. I'm putting pressure. A6 on the other side of the board where it's not being aggressive. Nah. All right, my friends. This is where we show them that we've been doing our tactics. 93 has to be the move. I know I'm dropping the pawn on d6, but it cannot be important. It cannot be important. That's it. Yeah, yeah. They knew it. They're playing fast and they know what's coming. Now, anyone who just take the rook, I'm gonna see if bishop e5 works. I don't want to get too fancy, but 348 versus 336. Ah, bishop a6. I did not even see it. Ah, bishop a6. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. Although I would rather keep my dark square bishop. I don't want to get too weak on around my dark squares. But I didn't see it. That's the big deal that I did not even consider it. I guess I was already set for 93 and I didn't look, and that is a big mistake. You find a good move, pause, look at your other options. But that should have been pattern recognition. Queen and rook on the same diagonal. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by. Thanks for the feedback. And yeah, that was the idea that you guys found some value on them and you use it in your games. And I see that a lot of people are doing it. So that's what counts. Yeah, probably that was better, and without getting too fancy. But I'm going to see if I can activate more pieces at the expense of that queen first. Yeah, queen d7. I thought that would be the only move, and now we take on f1. They gotta take with the rook. The other thing about bishop e5 first, you see how my opponent burned like a minute. Those moves that they're not expecting them, so they have to take some time. I like these ideas here. I can't, but if I could take and then bishop d4, we just don't have it right now. And now you know how it goes. We're ahead by an exchange. You trade everything down. I did calculate takes, and then bishop takes a7, but then I go bishop h2 and I collect the rook. Basic calculation, but I'm just want to make sure that I don't drop that pawn for nothing. Enjoy it, enjoy it. Come to the live streams every week to give us feedback or to ask questions. And hopefully you get to see some of that material put in place in these games. Yeah, I guess yeah, I guess you're a little bit behind on the stream, but it's because of what I said earlier. You could have taken it, but I wanted to continue to improve my pieces. For that, you better calculate. You don't want to be like, oh, let me be cool and fancy, and then you miss something and you'd never get the rook. So if you're in doubt, just take the rook. All right, my opponent keeps burning time, so 1 minute left. It should be an easy win now. Being up material and so much time ahead of the clock, absolutely. Same pattern, 2 squares away from the knight. My king is close enough to the passed pawn that they have. Moving their bishop from f2, at least we get to trade the rooks, so they don't have any counterplay. Nope, this is how they wanted to do it. Okay. Get out of here. Going back. Fair enough. 17 seconds. I just need to keep it cool for 17 seconds. Hmm. Should be enough to. What do you mean? 7 seconds? You're still alive here? Two squares away from the knight, which should be okay. A4. A5. Woof. I almost ran out of time here. All right, we got that one and we made it to 2390. We might be making it to 2400 finally. All right, that was a good one, I believe. Let's see if our accuracy was also a little bit decent in this game. Okay, 84%, 85% by my opponent, 90.91%. Okay, not bad. Not bad. It looks like that's what it's taking for us. High 80s, 90% accuracy, and we make it work. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yes, yes, yes. I don't want to get too excited. Let me give you the replay as I reset the board. And I do want to go back to that key moment where I played 97 instead of 94 for you to see how the engine's choice, I think it's 94. All right, let me go back to here. Actually, before D5. See, 97 is okay, but yeah, it's still trying to decide which one it likes. Okay, I thought it was more like decided to go 94. Okay, good. Let me go to my next opponent. 2490, 2390. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can get to 2400. Okay, I've played E4 today a lot. Let me play E4 again. Let's see how this goes. Okay, good. Change this as well. E4, E5. Why? We're getting so many E5s today. Let's play knight C3. We've played knight F3 already a lot. D5. Take. There we go. Today, absolutely. Today, I don't think I'm losing to Magnus if we put him here. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so the castle. And now we strike the center. If they take us, we undouble our pawns. Also, remember the doubled pawns are not good to have as we go to the end game, but in the middle game, they give us semi-open files. Like you can see, my rook went to B1 right away. We'll see. Knight F6. Knight F6. Knight F6. Cha. Mhm, mhm. I do want to play F4 so badly. I want to play F4. I want to play H3. I even considered Bishop G5. Yeah, keep it simple. I don't want to get too low on the clock. So 9 minutes versus 7. This is not good. And we're already playing a 24-21. So we better take our time. No, historically against the Sicilian, I just play my King's Indian attack. The same thing I did in the Piers as the white pieces. Stay away from the main theoretical lines. I don't want any of it. Not saying it's the right way to go, but it saves so much time when it comes to preparing your theory. All right. Now what? No, no, no. This is me manually. I'm playing and I'm looking at the board, so I'm the one who puts them up. Like I don't know if you want some cheesecake. No, it's not a cheesecake. That's a tres leches. If you want some dessert, I'll bring it up. Yes, I do have some time. If I make it, how much time do I get from this game? If I make it to 2400 and I have some time left, I'm happy to play you guys. Absolutely. Last live stream, I only played viewers, and we finally got organized with the queue, so you could scan the code, get in line. That was good. That was good. And yeah, we don't mind. We don't mind the rating. I have been destroyed here by all all strength, so don't worry about it. I saw this far, and I was very happy with Queen D2. Am I still happy with Queen D2, or is Queen D2 happy with me? C4 I like as well. I mean C4. I'm sorry. Hey, this is tricky, my friend. Originally, I was gonna play Queen D2, and that's simple enough. Pa, 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 pa. But C4 has to be better. Okay, down to 6 minutes. I'm not liking. I'm burning too much time. Oh, they went there. And now, what do you do after Queen D2? Bishop B4. Huh. Queen E2. I mean, Queen E1. Ah, you have the check. You take with check. What am I talking about? Yeah, I gotta take you. They could take my knight with check if I pin the knight or anything like that. So that's good. That's good. If I play C5, you go away. I go bishop E7. Rook B3. You're gonna be uncomfortable here for a while, my friend, huh? Takes. C5. The only one thing I like about my position is that this bishop is not able to come out. And again, my double pawns, they're not so nice, but they gave me that semi-open file. No, takes. Nope. Rook B3, takes. I'm liking it. Bishop E7, Rook E1. Mm-hmm. 'I do like this. I'm gonna go for it. I think. Oh no! Wait, hold on. Cha. This is better. 4 minutes. I'm between Rook B3 and Queen D3. queen d3 has to be better. Has to be queen d3. I know it's very weird. Probably I'm completely wrong here. This might be a blunder, but I think once his queen is off the board, his pieces are going to be tangled. I'm going to be dropping a pawn, but how do you coordinate your pieces? I don't know. Maybe rook b3 was better. I don't know. It's just that I don't want my rook to go to b3 or anywhere else because my rook is keeping the bishop tied down. No, no, no. I don't see all of them. As you can see, I was just I was here just calculating, thinking that I was calculating, and I just don't see them all. But I try. Okay, now what? Okay, I saw this far, and I was happy with this position. I have to have compensation. $324. This is the kind of things that we hear and we're like, nope, I'd rather keep my pawn. I don't want to sacrifice anything. But then you start to try more. And out of 10 games, you win 6 or 7 with that idea. And then you get more comfortable with it. But we just got to follow the principles. Active pieces should prevail over passive pieces, even if we're down a pawn or 2 pawns or 3 pawns. And the same thing goes for endgames. I've told you many times for rook endgames, even if you're down 1 or 2 pawns, if you have an active king and rook, you should win. Ba, 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 yeah, this is winning, I think. Now I'm getting cocky, you see? But if my calculation is correct, this should be winning. Yeah, no, it is not winning at all. I thought I had rook e8 and then pawn takes pawn. I played too fast there. Okay, but we'll do it like this. I traded too much. I didn't have to trade. I didn't have to trade. Okay, 243. Yeah, everything I said, forget about it. Just forget about it. Yeah, bishop e6. And that's how you go out. Let me see if I can do the rook. Oh, I mean the tactic I wanted to do in the opening, which is forcing them to go here and then I take the pawn. This is the only thing I have now to complicate the game. The king is pretty close, so it won't give us anything. Yeah, that's what I played, but I think I traded too much. Active pieces, all of this talk, and then I trade my active pieces. Calculated too fast there. I missed bishop f8 after my check, keeping their queen side tangled, basically. But still, what are we down by? Are we down by a pawn? They went with that line. Rook d8. I take, you go back. No, I gotta play d7. I have to have something. I have to have something. That would have been a cheap trick, very cheap trick. But hey, anything could happen. Now it's just that I need my bishop here. I need my bishop to take on c6, a5. Nope. Rook behind the passed pawn. That pawn is isolated, so it's not gonna go anywhere. Of course. Cha cha sha cha sha cha cha sha. Nope. Yeah, give me that. Ah, you took that one. Hmm. Oof. Yeah, it should be a draw, but again, anything could happen. Hmm. Hmm. Tricky. Maybe rook e3 was better, but it is what it is. All right, I offered a draw. My opponent accepted it. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna fight it. This one I do really wanna see if my sacrifice made any sense. Let's see. Let's take a quick look. I'm gonna reset. All right, we have what? 4 wins, 1 draw. Can't complain. 91% accuracy. Again, that was good. Now let's take a look at the key moment. Okay, bishop g5 was okay. Knight d5, c4 was okay. All right, we played pretty decent chess. Bishop e3 or d5. Yeah, I was talking too much nonsense. Yeah, bishop e3, same idea. If you take me, active pieces, pawn to d5, energetic move. Yeah, I see it now. And I spent so much time in this position. Still, we're in good shape. Rook e1 was okay. And this was a mistake. Yeah. And this is clear now because I traded too many pieces. Just go back. And what are they going to do? All right, good. Now, as always, I'm going to reset. And I'm going to leave you with the full game. Let me reset the pieces in the meantime. Hey, tricky. All right, next one. What are we at? I don't think we lost any points. Actually, we won 1 point maybe. Yeah, we made it to 2391. We won 1 point from that. Next game. Where's my next opponent? Okay, we got the black pieces. E4. Okay, I already played the Pirc defense. Should I play Sicilian or Scandinavian? Let me go with Scandinavian. I know some of you like it, some of you don't like it. I'm not gonna go into Queen d5 because then you gotta choose if you want Queen a5, Queen d6, Queen d8. And this seems to be an interesting choice. C4, just go back. Someone asked me Friday we did a live stream playing viewers, and someone asked if I have ever um, just put the pawn on d5 by accident, but no, never happened. Okay, here I'm supposed to play, I think, c5. Same concept. We let them control the center with pawns, and then we target that center. White is proving it's trying to prove they got an asset with that pawn center. We're trying to prove it is just a liability, and they pushed it. So now weaknesses start to happen. We keep at it. I am whatever you want me to be. That's it. Citizen of the world. Okay, what's the move? I think it was take is interesting, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, take is interesting. No. Bishop d6 first. Bishop g5. I'm supposed to castle, right? That's it. Okay, now they took. That's nice. The only thing I remembered here is that I'm not supposed to open the e file until I castled. Like e takes e5 is always attractive. Okay, fully developed. I'm aware of the fact that if they take, I gotta double my pawns because this would be hanging, but I'm okay with that. I collect their bishop pair, and then we play chess. Hello, hello. ¿Cómo está todo por España? Um, this is the truth. Truth is, I have students of mine who prefer one platform over the other because the way it feels, the interface. As you know, I don't care about any of that. So I guess that's the answer. Try them both and see which one you're more comfortable with. If you don't care about the interface or interface or anything, you got everything you need on Chess for free. That is a fact. But I know I have students who tell me I get it, but I'm used to chess.com or any other platform, or I like some features that they have. Like I have a student who loves the coach thing. Like she likes to play against Ben Feingold. That's the coach, right? Little things like that. So try them both. Pick the one you like. If you prefer chess.com better, then definitely the membership will give you more tools. But as a 900, for the most part, play lots of games, do lots of tactics, and repeat. All right. Sure. Hmm. This might be the biggest mistake. I just bragged about the bishop pair, but now we got opposite color bishops in the middle games. Whoever gets to attack first should win this game. So let's see if we can be the first one to attack. Un placer, un placer. ¿Cómo está todo? ¿De qué parte de España? Oop. So now we just hide. And of course, many people see this kind of structure as a problem. I see it as a as an asset. Now I get to use the G file to attack their king. Okay, and the pawn on d5, it is a passed pawn, but it's isolated, so it won't make it anywhere, I think. G3, okay. Hmm. I was gonna go rook g8 right away, but this is a nice way to improve the queen. They gotta defend the bishop. And if I get the feeling that I'm the one dictating the game with the initiative, and I have my opposite color bishop, this could get very interesting. 547 is my clock versus 739. Okay. Excelente. No, ¿sabes qué? Nosotros hemos estado más por el sur y obviamente muy caluroso, ¿no? Ooh, okay, so my check is still gonna happen. Oh, the file, the G file or the E file? Or none? No, no. I'm gonna go to the G file. I have a feeling the E file is the place to be. We'll see. Maybe this is coming. Maybe that's why I needed the rook on E7 and then the other rook. Knight C4. Check. I have to check. Or just going back. Let's check. They have Queen F3. Let's go back. Hello, hello. What's going on? Yes, it looked interesting, but I don't think I had the time to do it. Down to 4 minutes versus. Hmm. Very counterintuitive move, but let me take a few seconds to look at this. Take, takes. Takes, takes. I take again. Let's go. This is very interesting, actually. It's very interesting. My opponent played fast, no surprise whatsoever. So they did calculate that. They did consider it at least. Either that or they didn't see anything and they just took the queen because they thought it was free. All right, rook and two minor pieces. Another key concept that I learned it, and I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. Give me the queen that I know how to use better. But as you try it more, you trust the principles, you get to see that it should be better. Two rooks versus queen, rook and two minor pieces. It should be better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a tricky one. That's an interesting one indeed. Gotta take here. Pawn to d6 is coming. And yeah, the only way for them to claim the queen is better is if they make it difficult for my pieces to coordinate themselves. And that's a good way to do it. Okay. Queen d7. Mm-hmm. takes. So what are we at? 6 versus 241. Not good. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, you don't take. I'm gonna review it after, but you don't take on d6 because if my bishop takes on d6, the queen collects on f6, check, and you drop the bishop. Yep, it's the same reason why I didn't take on e7 with the knight because then they had queen takes collecting. Okay, so that's I like that. I like that. Yeah, this pawn is not gonna bother me, so I remove that counterplay. Now, seventh rank or rook b6? Sha, 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 sha. Let's go here. 218. Where are you going with that? I don't think you're going anywhere. Okay, you took. I don't know if that's the better move, but I don't have much time, so I gotta be practical. 157. Yeah, that's okay. Sure. They have rook e8. Yeah, of course. I'm dropping another pawn, but I gotta do something. F5. That's a nice one. That's a very nice one, F5. Okay, we gotta go with that. I didn't see F5. Just didn't see F5. Check. And then Queen C4. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Then Queen D5, and that's it. That was a nice one. That was a nice one. When we were so close to our 2400. Oh, they took the pawn. Okay, so they didn't see the fork. Check. Yeah, of course. Nah, show some respect because there's nothing here. That's it. Let me not spend more time on this one. Let me see how bad my move was. Hold on a second. Oh, and I never changed this. Okay. How bad was it? How bad was my choice? Bishop b5. Okay. Before we go to the next game, a6, rook e1. Okay. Yeah, a takes b5 was good. A takes b5 was good indeed. Let me reset the board in the meantime. Okay, then we go here. So this was the best move. Best move. Best move. Yeah, d6. Again, if I took queen f6 and I dropped the bishop. So we had to go back. That was a miss. And this was a miss. Okay. King g7. Yeah, I thought I was very well protected with my pieces, but I needed king g7. All right. What did I let go here? Yeah, that one didn't feel right. Of course. Yeah, I deserve this loss. Activate, active. I said it. The queen will be better if we don't coordinate our pieces, and I did not coordinate the pieces. All right, fair enough. Let me reset the board, and we go to the next one. All right, so replay, and we reset the pieces. Let's go. Next one. I'm guessing we went back down to the 2380s, so let's do it. Let's go. We played 4 games, well, like 2, 3 games with e4. Let's play c4. English opening. Bishop g7. Oh, let me switch or change this actually. All right, we're back at it. Sorry. Hey, welcome to my live. It was like one of those moments that power went by half a second and then internet went out, everything went out. So my apologies. I probably lost my last game. It's the way it is. We got the black pieces. Welcome to my live. Let me see. My opponent is still thinking. Nope. D4 happened. And hold on. Am I where I think I am? Yep. Internet problems. Power problems, I should say. Let me just go G6. Let me get back at it. Things were going too well for me today. uh, I'm gonna do the line that I've been showing you for a long time, which is the one with a chip trick. Let's see if they let me do it. Yep. Let's see if the opening loves us back. We'll see. E4, A6. Okay, time. Yeah, my rating went down to 2374. Unbelievable. Okay, they just don't care. Fine. C6. Yeah, I had a Power went out for half a second and everything had to reboot. Welcome to my life. This never happens ever. It happens today when I'm doing the live stream. Okay, queen e7 or queen c7 or maybe none. Yeah, let me go queen c7. No, it's just that today the stream is about getting to 2400. That's all. That's all. All right, fair enough. Just improve our pieces. Okay, time is pretty good. We're not behind on the timer, and that matters. Nepal, what's going on? Thanks for dropping by. Okay, is it time to play b5 or not really? Nah, maybe not. Is it time to take on d4? Knight takes. I go to c5. Oh, it's not time to do that either. Remember, we don't have a lot of space, so we gotta learn to play within this limited amount of space. My knight is coming out. Maybe going to e6 next to put pressure on d4. It happens via an app. They have an app and you download it to your phone or your computer. And then via Bluetooth, it's just connected. So I'm basically playing on that app. So whatever I do here reproduces on that app. All right, queen d2. How about now? Takes, takes. Let's go with b5. In the end, a6 and c6 was to prepare b5. I just want to prepare it or play it at the right time when I'm ready. The main thing for me to be careful with was when they take, I gotta be careful with that rook coming over, but I think I should be fine. All right, they take. And so we take. Hello. Yeah, I knew they would open up. So now we take. Rook c1. Of course, knight b5 is in the air. This is I knew they would go for this, but that's fine. That's the way to do this. Very weird move, I know, but I want to keep an eye on e5. I want to make sure when I play b4 they don't hit me on b6. Very weird move. I acknowledge it. Hey, actually 1400 is not bad for the time that you've been playing. Being stuck for 2 months is not a problem at all. That's part of the process. So whatever training you're doing now should show in a few months. I always say the same thing, which is very annoying, but everything that I know, I put it in order numbered on this YouTube channel. So if you follow it, that should be it. That playing doing your tactics. That should be enough. I don't know any more than what's here on this YouTube channel, but you got to do it consistently. And don't worry about the time. Put in the time consistently, and you're going to get stronger, and your rating will follow your strength. All right, bishop e6 or knight e6. I'm going to go knight e6. And we know where that knight is going. No, I have two birds, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. That's what you hear in the background. And that's it. Notice how we rerouted our knight from b8 to d7, f8, e6, and d4. Oh, that's what we want. I don't think they're gonna let us put it there, but if they let us, very happy to put the bishop. I mean, the knight on b3. At least we made our opponent think. I'm also not so sure how they're going to deal with it. Okay, so that's 92. I believe we collect on e4. And then we collect on h3, right? Now my light went off. It's everything happening at once. Do you save your... Okay, this is Twitch. I'm not very good at this, but if you're asking me if you can see this after, yes, when I finish now, sometimes I forget. I'm more on YouTube. But now when I finish, I'm gonna go to Twitch and I just make it public and it's there. You could rewatch it whenever you want. If not, always go to my YouTube channel. Everything is there saved, and not only the streams, but the video lessons numbered from 1 through 300 or something. Okay, I thought they were going to take on d4, but they didn't. How is bishop f5 not a good move? Knight takes, I take on f2. Or g4, I take on f2. Move over. d3. Knight takes, I take on f2, takes. Yeah, bishop f5 has to be played. My pleasure, my pleasure. What do you mean it's not defended? Rook on e8? No. Something I'm very happy with here is the fact that my pieces are coordinated. Okay, that one I saw coming. And now knight f2. Oh, this is a very nice double attack. I want to be careful because it's been like 3 hours of this stream, so I know I'm getting a little bit tired, and I don't want to be now making silly mistakes. We started this live stream very nicely. Also, we had the interruption, and all of those things, believe it or not, they distract you. Okay, I saw this far. Now I could go 93, right? I could go knight h3 as well. Which one do I want? 3 minutes versus what? 3 minutes versus 3 minutes. Okay. Take in knight g5, take. Then you take on c6. I like it. Or I go knight d3. You take on f5. I take the rook. You take on g7. I don't have time for that. King h2. Hello, Angel. What's going on? Ah, you got it. Yeah. Right. Let's not forget. This could be very tricky. Yeah, all of this is okay. Hmm. I was trying to see if I could take care of the checks, but I can't. Let's go back. I mean, I'm up one pawn. I got a pretty active queen. I'm hitting the pawn on a3. Hmm. C8 is covered. I hope I'm not missing anything. Yeah, that check is okay. $118. Oh, man. Oh, I have no way out. Oh, no, yeah, I do. I got myself checkmated, I think. For not accepting the draw, you're going to get checkmated. That's how it goes. Or worse. Or worse. Or worse. Yeah. Man, leave me alone with the checks. Yeah, it wouldn't cut it anyways. You wouldn't cut it. King a6, we'll get in trouble too. I just had to accept the draw. That's it. But not today, my friends. Not today. All right. I think we just show some respect. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave it here. Oh, how do I offer? There we go. Yeah, we started very well today. We had a very unfortunate distraction. Not to blame it on that, but if I go here, there we go. So we started today with one, two, three, four wins, a draw. This one we lost, I think, outright. And then this one we got disconnected. We lost the stream. And now here we got outplayed. So we're not going to hit 2400. Let me see what time it is. Maybe I could get some of you. Let me see. I could get one or two Blitz games because I have a lesson coming up. So if you feel like it, let me go to see if I can play some of you. Hold on a second. I have to go here. Chess.com. There we go. Not cutting it. Nope. Gotta go to white chess. And we do it through there. Or maybe. Let me see if I can. There we go. All right, I'll send it your way, my friend. No, send it to me. I'm Rob Ram, ROBRAM. I guess you can see my username there. Make it 3-2 or something like that because I have time for probably one or two only. If not, we'll leave it here. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Okay, I don't even see the time control, but I got one. And I'll just do it without the board. Let me go a4. C6. What is this? Carol can. Let me go main line. Why not? Nah, what did I do? I'm gonna keep it very simple. Develop my pieces, castle. My pleasure. Thanks for keeping up with my technical difficulties. There's always something. All right, everything is pinned. How much do we care about the pinned pieces? All right, fully developed. I don't think I am in theory here or anything like that. Yeah, let me bring the bishop back. Maybe we create something on the king's side. Very awkward looking move, bringing that rook all the way to e1, but the idea is to double them up. Yeah, my opponent should be playing on the queen side. And if you play the French, if you play the Carol hand, you should be used to these plans. I want to see if I can create something on the king side. All right, doubling up. They're coming. They're coming for us. Trying to reroute my knight. I don't know where exactly, but they had to make contact. Hmm. All right. This is what I was waiting for. Because that knight left, c6 is hanging. My rooks are doubled, ready to take on e7. And it's like just in time when they're about to get to us on the other side of the board, we have something created on the king side. Let's see who gets to who first. If they are successful on the queen side, they win a pawn, maybe two pawns. If we are successful, we checkmate the king. All right, make it a 3-2 and I'll accept it, okay? All right. Knight h6 check. Is that what we want? Or knight g7, but we just cannot do anything with that. Hmm. I don't want to get too low on time. Hmm. I mean, I could just secure something there, even though I gave him two pieces for it. But what if I bring the rook? Give me that. Oof. All right, we got that one. And I'm going to finish with your challenge, my friend. Send it over. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I'm enjoying it. It looks nice. And if it keeps behaving like this, we keep it. We started today the live stream in good shape. We couldn't blame the board. All right, where's my opponent? Where's my last challenge? Lord Checkmate 2000. Don't make me go find you. I don't have it. I don't have my board with you. Okay, your challenge is not coming in. Let me show you. So no challenge coming in, and I do have a lesson coming up. So I'll leave it here. Thanks for again for being here. Thanks for putting up with my technical difficulties. Next time, it happened to me Friday too. I was doing this beautiful bishop and knight checkmate in the end of the stream, and then so if it happens, I have to wait for the whole thing to reboot and then I resume. So bear with me. If it happens in the future, just give me a few minutes. Okay, I'll be here. I'll be here for a minute or two. One minute, you got it. I'm gonna be resetting the board in the meantime. If you have any questions in the meantime, and yeah, last time we go live, we'll probably do a playing viewers like we did Friday. Today I was that close to crossing or to hitting 2400, and the universe said, "Nope, get in line, come back tomorrow." But that's okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, my friend, it didn't come through. I'll get you next time when we go live. Again, next time I'll be playing viewers. That's what we're gonna do. And that's it. Be safe. Ah, you got it. You got it. You got it. It happens. What can I tell you?